The scene unfolded in Palmer, Alaska, where a 16-year-old boy named Eric Almandinger, accompanied by his grandmother and father, found themselves inside the Palmer Post interview room. Eric was guided to his designated seat as he prepared to face questions regarding the perplexing case surrounding the disappearance of his friend, David Grunwald. Unknowing to Eric, the interrogator in the room possessed a wealth of information that could potentially lead to his conviction. However, to truly understand the events that transpired, the narrative must shift back in time by approximately 1 month. On November 13, 2016, 16-year-old David Grunwald spent the day with his girlfriend, Victoria. After dropping Victoria off at home, David asked his mother for a later curfew, stating he wanted to visit some friends. His mother agreed, giving him an extra half hour. However, David did not return home by the agreed time, and his mother grew worried. After contacting David's friend Eric, who claimed not to have seen him, she contacted the police and filed a missing person report. The local law enforcement launched an investigation, and after less than 16 hours, a discovery related to David's disappearance was made.
David's vehicle was discovered yesterday afternoon up this back dirt road in Wasilla. Now, it had been burned to a crisp, but David wasn't inside. And back at his home, his mother is certain that somebody knows where he is.
On December 2, 2016, police made another discovery. David Grunwald's remains were discovered frozen in the snow, less than 30 minutes away from town. A forensic examination revealed that he had suffered repeated blunt force trauma to the head and neck, as well as a gunshot wound to the head. On December 3, 2016, law enforcement made a public announcement regarding the apprehension of a suspect in the ongoing investigation. The individual in question was identified as Eric Almandinger. It was revealed that investigators had been closely scrutinizing Eric as a person of interest since the early stages of the case. David, the victim, had mentioned Eric as the friend he intended to meet that evening, amplifying the focus on Eric. Consequently, the pressure intensified on Eric Almandinger, leading to his prompt arrest and subsequent interview with the officers.
It's over, okay? I just saw the pictures of the inside of my trailer. You guys did a really shitty job at cleaning up all the blood splatter everywhere. Don't. Can I see it? It's very important, okay? I can't help you if you don't help me, okay? We've all had enough of the lying for so long now. Now is the time. The DA has said, if you cooperate, things are going to go a lot easier.
I started the beginning with you, and he already knows as much as you know.
Okay,
That's where you're wrong, Eric.
Cindy, when this happened, you were home when David walked in the back door. You had been with him earlier? Well then, how could...
Because David just come walking down. I would have to be outside, and he just come walking up.
Eric Almandinger continued to deny any involvement for a major portion of this interrogation. However, throughout the conversation, Eric found himself cornered by evidence that contradicted his claims, causing him to noticeably change his story several times. Until finally, Eric began to crack.
Here, let's see if you can. What's your cell number?
You've got to tell the truth, okay?
8850. I'm just
Then tell what you told, honey.
And then you can email it yourself.
Then just say what happened. Swallow that kiss-ass attitude you have, and now start caring for yourself.
That's good advice, Eric.
You know we love you.
It's good advice, Eric. It's only good if you take it, brother.
Right?
Good advice is only good if you take it.
You know we love you, so come on. What happened that night? You got the brave idea to decide to shoot that child. Who? You've got to say. Yeah, it's going to be bad. But let's get...
In September 2017, 4 additional arrests were made in a murder case. The judge initially decided to have Eric Almandinger tried separately from the others, but this was later changed, and they were all tried separately. Eric's trial began on May 8, 2018, with the prosecution presenting strong evidence, including GPS history and medical experts explaining the victim's injuries. Photos were also presented showing the suspects partying after the murder. Eric's defense portrayed him as a victim, not the triggerman, but his enjoyment during his interrogation contradicted this claim. All accomplices testified that Eric was the lone gunman orchestrating the crime. Eric and Dominic were found guilty of multiple charges, receiving 99-year sentences, while Bradley Renfro received the heaviest sentence of 105 years. Other defendants received lesser sentences, with Austin Barrett pleading guilty and Devin Peterson receiving a 6-year sentence for evidence tampering.